Buying my first house in Canada was not easy. I had to build a credit history and I also had to save for a down payment. I bought my house 4 years after moving here to Canada as a single mom. And in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it so that you can do it too. Wagwan everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me here, my name is Yashika Turner. I'm a real estate agent here in Hamilton, Ontario, and I help immigrants to thrive in Canada, especially around financial freedom and independence and also around home ownership. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe right now so you can see other interested videos just like this one. Now, in today's video, I'm going to share with you the step-by-step process that I took to purchase my first house here in Canada as a single mom. I'm not just a single mom. I moved here struggling, right? Who said living in Canada is easy as an immigrant? I can tell you it is not, right? So I'm going to share with you how I went from a struggling single mom in Canada here to purchasing my first house after 4 years of moving here to Canada. And if you're interested in learning more about how you can purchase your first home, I have created a guide for you on how you can purchase your first house here in Canada. I will leave it in the description so you can go ahead and download it after watching the video, right? So let's dive into the steps that I took in purchasing my first house. Now, the first things first. When I moved to Canada, I had some goals that I wanted to achieve. And of course, home ownership was one of those goals that I wanted to achieve in the first 5 years of moving here to Canada. So first thing, you have to have a goal and you have to write down that goal in order to achieve that goal, right? So if you just move here or if you've been here for a while, my advice for you is to write down when you would like to achieve that goal. And what drive me closer to getting this goal or working more harder to achieve this goal is the living in a very uncomfortable situation. So I was living in an apartment, and if you're living in an apartment, I'm sure that you've experienced some of these struggles, these bad experiences, right? You're sleeping, especially if you work night shift. I came here as a nurse, working night shift a lot of times, and I'm trying to get a good rest throughout the daytime. People running down the hallways. You have fire drill, fire alarm. You have to go outside. Sometimes people come knocking at your door, accidentally thinking, at the wrong door. It disturbs your sleep. You want to do laundry because there's some shared facility, right? You want to do laundry. You have to time yourself to go there first so that you can get access to using the laundry, right? So there's so many things. You go in the elevator, the bad smelling food, the rude people, strangers. So it was so many other factors that drive me to saving more, which I'll get into further down. So those were some of the things that motivated me to work harder and faster on my home ownership goal. If you're experiencing any of these bad experiences, let me know which one is the worst one for you in the comment. For me, it was disturbing my sleep in the daytime when I was trying to rest. Now, number one was taking the reality check of understanding Canadian housing market. Scrolling on realtor.ca or social media, Instagram, Facebook, even here on YouTube, you'll see houses, right? And I was shocked to see how high house prices were. I know it was back then. I bought my first house in 2015, yes, and it was far more cheaper compared to what it is like right now, right? And I will share some more information on that first house, right? But I had to familiarize myself and educate myself with the whole housing, buying a house, because it seems so complicated. When you see you have to get your credit the credit history building, saving for down payment, closing costs, the different types of house, it was so confusing. But I had to first understand the process of, home ownership, buying a house before I dive into anything else. If you want to learn more about home ownership and how I break down these terms to make it more understandable, more digestible, if you're coming from the Caribbean, Jamaican, I'm a Jamaican, so we wanted things to break down as simple as possible. I've created several videos on the terms, the real estate terms that you need to understand. So you can check out that video after watching this. Step number two, I had to understand about credit building. Yes. I had to fix my finances and start building credit fast. And as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, we're coming from the Caribbean. We have no idea what is credit history, credit building. But here in Canada, no credit history, no mortgage, no house. So I had to learn that fast. So I had to start building my credit, understanding credit score, because just looking at your phone at a random number of credit score, you have no idea what's that. So you have to educate yourself. Financial literacy is very important when it comes on to home ownership and buying your house. So my advice for you who is interested in purchasing your home soon is to get a credit card, start building your credit, and pay it on time. Take close attention to your credit card purchases and your credit card payment. This is very crucial for your credit history building. As I mentioned in this video here, you can go and check it out where I dive deeper into how you can build your credit as a new immigrant and start getting prepared for home ownership. Got it? Let me know in the comment by typing yes, got it. Now, the next step I took was to start saving for my down payment. So as a single mom with one income coming in, saving 5 to 10% down payment seems impossible. I had to be creative and I had to find a way to make it work and to be intentional about my savings. So what I did, I started budgeting, started cutting out unnecessary expenses. When I get my pay, I decide what goes where, how much I'm going to spend on like buying, furnishing, getting the house furnished, right? Because it was an apartment at the time, and to just cut back on things that I didn't really need. Opening up a savings account that was specific for my down payment, doing side hustles, and so much other little things. So my advice for you, as I mentioned in this video here, is learn how to budget and how to manage your money on a Canadian salary if you are looking to purchase your home in the near future. Next step was finding the right people so that the right people would lead me and guide me and also connect me with the team and the other persons that I would need to make this dream come true, right? And as I mentioned in this video here, why you haven't bought a house is more than likely you're surrounded by the wrong type of people. You're letting the wrong people influencing you. You're staying, or your some of your family or friends who have been here for years, them the own no way for themselves. So of course them are gonna discourage you from buying your house, right? So try not to tell them too much of your business. If your goal is to buy a house and you're saving for your house, if you're living in them house, staying there with them, try not to tell them your business. Keep your business to yourself. Keep by your mouth, as my granny would say, right? So try to surround yourself with the right people. Get connected. So I got connected to a real estate agent who connected me to a mortgage agent who educated me, let me understand, the type of houses, how much, and also getting pre-approved. That's the next thing. So if you're interested in starting this process, if you're interested in finding a real estate agent, I'm here to help you, to guide you. I have the different personnel that will help you along this journey, getting you pre-approved. I have several different mortgage agents that I work with that I can recommend, refer to you. I'll leave my email below so you can send me an email if you're interested in learning. I was then pre-approved for my mortgage, so I knew exactly how much house I could afford, rather than not knowing how much you can afford and then you start backwards, going out exploring houses that you cannot afford, rather than sticking within the price limit that you can afford. So you have to learn to do it the correct way, the right way. At that time, I was pre-qualified for $290,000, and we're talking about 2015, right? No store cup to bump. So I was pre-qualified for $290,000. When I found my realtor, she guided me. She said, the goal is not to be house poor. What house poor mean? Meaning that you're going to spend the top of your budget, the top of your maxing out the whole $290,000 that the bank agrees to lend you to buy the house, right? So we decided on that because then you're stepping into home ownership as a new home owner. There are several different unexpected money that you need, separate and apart from your down payment and your closing costs. home ownership comes with additional expenses. The fridge breaking down, washing machine breaking down. That happened to us, like literally. Stuff needed to be fixed. So you need emergency money set aside. So that's one advice if you're stepping into home ownership. Try not to maximize the top of the amount that you're pre-approved for. And I spoke about this several times in my other previous videos. So then I found the house. Another thing that I want you to understand as a first-time home buyer is the market, the appropriate market. There are sellers market and there's buyers market. In the time when I was buying my first house, it was a seller's market, which was a disadvantage for me, because what happens in a seller's market is that the sellers of the upper end, there are more buyers out there, so there's high bid and there's competition. Unlike right now, is a good sweet spot to get in if you're looking to purchase your house as a first-time home buyer, right? Because right now we're not there yet, as the rush and everybody's on the fence right now, especially when it comes on to the tariff and what's happening with the housing market. Everybody's like waiting. But I'll do another video on that rather. But the time when I bought, it was in the seller's market, which means that it was a whole lot of competition. I looked at around 4 to 5 houses and putting those offers in before my offer was accepted. I think it was a 5th house, and that wasn't really the house that I wanted, but I just took something because I got frustrated looking and putting in offers, right? So understanding the market and timing the market is crucial. So if I was buying my first house again, now in 2025, that will be my next topic. I think I will do a video on that. I will tell you what I would do differently compared to then and now, 2015 and now 2025, 10 years after. Imagine. So then I finally got in and I bought the house for $260 something thousand, I think at the time. But at the time too, because of the market, I had to pay over the amount that the house was listed for in order to get my offer accepted. Now, this is what I'm speaking about when I talk about the timing of the market, right? So it was listed for, I think, 240 something, but because of the previous offers and the previous experiences that we had with my offer being denied, and again, offer can be accepted, rejected, or counter offered. I think I've mentioned that in one of my previous videos. So now we learned and we understood that if you really want to get this house, you have to put more than the house is listed for to get the house. So I put up around, I think it was $13,000 more than the listing price, and that's how I got that house. Yes. So I got it below the amount, the max amount that I was pre-approved for. Yes, and I was happy to be a homeowner. I did it on my own, yes, with one income, one salary. And the other thing, I spoke about this too. If you want to own a house, or why you haven't owned a home, it's because you don't want to move from where you are. Everybody come and they stay in the GTA, they land in the GTA, and most immigrants think that that's the only place in Canada that you can live is the GTA. And what you might not know is that the GTA is so much more expensive compared to living in Hamilton or other provinces in Canada. You have to have a mindset to explore and to go out and to, try different cities that will work for your budget. So for me, I chose Hamilton over the GTA because it was more affordable, and I know that as a single mom, I would be able to afford a house here in Hamilton. With that said, if you're an immigrant yourself and you're looking towards purchasing your first house, your dream home as your first home, it is possible. I can assure you it is possible. I did it and you can do it too. Now remember to download your free first-time home buyer guide. I will leave it in the description below. And if you haven't yet subscribed, what you wait for? You've read so far, you get so much value from the video. Like, share, and subscribe right now. I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.